È indubbiamente un onore essere qui con Jim Kerr, il leader dei Simple Minds. Ciao Jim.
Ciao Sabrina.
Hi Jim. He speaks Italian. Wonderful Italian.
Ciao Sabrina. Questo è facile.
Questo è facile.
E poi ci vediamo.
Okay. Jim, we are very glad to have you here, and I know that you always love to come to Italy, that maybe it's your second home, and we are very happy to have you here in our country. It's a pleasure for us.
Well, all of this is true. I speak for myself, but also for all of us. I would find it strange anyone not to love Italy, but as a country, ever since I was a child, I came as a school kid. Came on a trip to Rimini when I was 14, and finally I could see the world in colour after living in Glasgow, this northern industrial, living in black and white.
Yeah.
And instantly I identified with Italy, and for many years it's become more and more into my heart through the music and through friends. And then, as you say, the last few years it's become kind of a home for me in Sicily.
Yeah, and we will talk about it later. First of all, I want to say to you many compliments for this new project, this new album. Simple Minds are back with Black and White 050505, which is a beautiful album with beautiful tracks. And 3 decades have passed by. And what has changed in your life and in your career? And this album represents something very important for you and your band.
Well, it's strange. I mean, when you say 3 decades, I can't believe it. You know, it is. I can't deny it also. But in some ways, everything has changed. As people, we have changed. We started as school friends in Glasgow. We didn't expect fame. We didn't expect fortune. We just wanted to be a great live band. This continues. But one thing has not changed is the kind of mystery of music. When you sit with a song, with a piece of paper, you don't know. It really is, you think, will anyone feel the same way? And Simple Minds it never changes. Every song you want to still create this piece of magic.
This album, Black and White, sounds like a classic Simple Minds album, but reading the lyrics you wrote, it seems there's a new energy and a new atmosphere through the songs. Is it true, and where do they come from?
What is true, Sabrina, is, I'm not ashamed to say it, but 5 or 6 years ago there was a period of, like a crisis, where we, I don't know why, but I didn't think we had another song. You know, in English, we say it was like getting blood from a stone. I didn't think we had another song, and I thought maybe Simple Minds have said everything. Maybe there is only so much there. And I can't believe, as we sit now, 5, 6 years later, that I feel just now, in fact, I was writing a song today. I feel I could write a song every day. It's a period of great, inspiration. We are fertile again. We have energy tonight on stage. I think anyone coming will be amazed, first of all, with the energy that the group has, that desire.
In this great live album.
Yeah. But especially, as you say, I mean, Simple Minds are fundamentally a live band. And this album very much captures that. But it means that every night we go on stage, we have to live up to this. You know, there's not, like, for instance, last night we were in Perugia, tonight Rome. You can't relax. Every night you have to go on stage fighting to give 100%. Fortunately, it's a challenge that we enjoy. But it's like we really have set ourselves up to be especially great live. And it's a big pressure.
Yeah. What does this album represent in your career? Thinking about it.
I think it is you know, the whole Simple Minds career has definitely been a journey,
Yeah.
a journey continuing, but there has been some landmarks, I guess, for many
Which are
people.
the most important landmarks?
Well, probably New Gold Dream is an album for many people that will always be a special album within the career of Simple Minds. Um, I think it's because it's where we brought our influences together, and finally the alchemy came together, and we made something that was intrinsically us, that was special. The live album we already spoke about showed a dimension. You know, you have albums, maybe Once Upon a Time was a big success in America. It's a commercial landmark. But again, to be honest, the 90s for us was not so easy. We made some albums that I think were important to make, but I don't think they were complete within themselves. So we really needed an album that was 100% commitment, an album that showed that the Simple Minds were not just some 80s band or some retrospective band, that we weren't just going round in circles. We needed to make an album that showed, wow, they can write songs as powerful as they ever did. And I feel with this, we managed to do, with Black and White, we managed to do something quite strange. We managed to call up the ghosts from the past, because there is a classic Simple Minds sound. Yet hopefully, and I feel, we avoided being a parody.
Yeah.
We avoided being a retro act. We made it contemporary.
Yeah.
And in that sense, I think that's why it's a landmark album.
Yeah, I think you have always been in every decade, in the 80s, in the 90s, and now, and even before, a few years before the 80s, you've always been a great step forward in
Well,
every decade.
That's nice for you to say. I think if I was to defend my band, I mean, I was honest there, I would say sometimes we did work that maybe didn't turn out the way you wanted. But my band always tried things, you know. When people say Simple Minds, I say, well, which Simple Minds? Are you talking about the early avant-garde or the electronic? Are you talking about the new wave, the new romantic Simple Minds? Or are you talking about the stadium pop of Live Aid? Are you talking about the political Belfast Child, Irish folk songs?
Even Mandela Day.
Mandela Day. All different dimensions, but I'm confident somehow always Simple Minds. We didn't lose. Sometimes if you try a lot of things, you can lose identity, but we never lost the identity, because I feel our identity is wrapped up with a certain spirit, and I think that the spirit was always evident, and so therefore, and I have to give credit to the great musicians who have this broad range of scope that they can play.
Mel Gaynor and
For
Charles
instance,
and
yes.
all your friends.
Yeah.
Jim, you have a deep link with our country. Everybody knows that you live in Sicily and you live in Taormina, where you own a beautiful hotel, Villa Angela, on the sea.
Very, very lucky, yeah.
Very beautiful hotel. And you have met a team of great Italian producers and DJs, Planet Funk.
Yes.
I met Sergio Della Monica, your friend, and Alex Neri a
Oh,
few
you
days
met?
ago.
Oh, really?
And they always talk about you, about Simple Minds as their great inspiration for all their work.
Wow. Well,
It's very important. And with this link, you created a beautiful song, One Step Closer,
That's
which was a
true.
great success for
I
all
love
of you.
it, yeah.
Do you think you're going to join them again, or other Italian artists?
Well, I would love to. I mean, what I do is, or what we do, we play with people who we like.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter. You could be the guy across the road and you say, I've got a song, and if we like you, let's do it. Unfortunately, in many cases, whenever I've met Italian artists, my favorite is Franco Battiato. I love him.
From Sicily.
Exactly, and we did a song together. Well, it was his song. I sang on it, but it was a great honor. I love Daniele.
You're talking about some of the greatest Italian singers.
You know, I
So-
meet them, and they're the kind of guys who I know if I met them in a bar, I would like them, and so it's different from English artists when you meet them, or their managers are there, it's all, but the Italians, hey, we have a song, let's go.
Yeah.
And the guys from Planet Funk, they just blew me away. I just thought this was a great band, and I wish them well.
They are, yes,
Yeah.
of course. So, Jim, you are busy because of a long tour,
Yeah.
worldwide tour, and I think you have nearly other 40 dates in your
Probably
tour
more,
plan.
yeah.
Probably more. And tonight you're playing here in Rome at the
Yeah.
auditorium. Have you seen the place?
I haven't seen it yet, but I know from friends that it really is a special place.
It's a very special place designed by Renzo Piano,
Exactly.
one of the most famous Italian architects in the world.
Exactly.
And it's a very particular place because it's becoming the new temple of Italian music, classic,
wow.
symphonic, pop music.
Wow.
And after playing in the greatest stadiums all over the world, including the Wembley Arena, you remember?
Yeah, of course.
How do you feel when you play in a smaller place? Do you think the contact with the people is different?
Well, it is different. I mean, right now, to be honest, I've liked them all. You know, I like playing in
Yeah.
bars. I like playing in stadiums. I like playing.
You like to play.
I like to play when you're in the heart of the song.
Yeah.
Whether there's 6 people, maybe it's just a night with friends, or 60,000. When
Yeah.
you're in the heart of the song, you're unaware. But it is an honor to play in places, you know, especially beautiful places, or places that have a great history, as the concert tonight in Rome, the venue does. Particularly now, where for a few years Simple Minds were kind of dormant, it is nice for us to have to work for it again. And there's something humble about, you know, just going, the audience is there, you're there, there's no fancy tricks, there's no
Yeah.
big lighting TV screens, you know. I like all that stuff as well, but at this point, it's like, this is us, this is our music, this is you, let's dance.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm enjoying about particularly this moment.
From this album, your last album, Black and White, 2 singles out, Home, and the other one, Beautiful Stranger. And are you thinking about a third single from this album?
I think that if there is a third single, it would be, which is quite appropriate.
Maybe every track.
Well, the track Different World, which is the
Yeah.
track that was inspired by my life in the countryside around Taormina. It seems to be, we are working with a DJ who you will know of, a German artist called Musti.
Yeah, of course.
And he's brilliant. And we haven't heard it yet, but this week he's working on a radio version, and depending on that. But the really exciting thing is what we are working on is new songs already, even though, as you said, this tour is incredibly intense with many concerts. Each day we push forward with a new song. We try things at sound checks, and already we have an eye on next year and coming with a follow-up.
Okay. And you were talking about this single, Different World, which could be the third single from this album. And reading the lyrics of this song, it seems you have taken a photograph, a picture, to send to someone to share a beautiful moment in your life.
That's nice. Well, it is a beautiful moment. I'll give you a little piece of my life when I am in Sicily, and not very rock and roll at all, but I get up really early. I just find I wake up early, and especially when you look out 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And you see Etna and the
The
sea.
sea, the landscape.
And I go for about 20 minutes into the countryside on the Vespa. And there is like going back 3,000 years. And I walk, I like to trek, and when you do that, in a way you're kind of meditating, and it's all the colors, everything is so peaceful, and it's hard to relate to that world to when I come home and then look at CNN or look at whatever, and we see the other world coming in, you know, the so-called real world. And I just feel so lucky to have this escape. I am incredibly, incredibly lucky.
It's very beautiful, the words you're saying about Sicily and our country. Another question, Jim. 10 years ago, you were looking for some good news from
The next world. Yeah, I still am.
I love that album so much, and I think it was really a great album, very full of passion and very full of deepness. And in the last 10 years, nearly 10 years, have you found your answers? Have you heard something from this next world?
No, as yet, it's the line is engaged. No, but I think I'm
You
not.
are hypnotized.
I am hypnotized. I was going to say someone else's words. I'm still not sure what I'm looking for, but I think the music or careers. I think I am searching for something. We all are.
Yeah.
But I think what I realized recently is that
it's the waiting for Godot.
the search is really, as we say, the race is the prize. I'm enjoying the search. You know, I'm enjoying being alive, keeping my eyes open, keeping my ears open, learning every day, trying to discover some new aspect, trying to become a better singer, trying to become a better band, trying to become a better father, a better friend. Only because I'm just enjoying things just now. So that in itself is good news enough. If you have the good fortune to do what we do, you know, we're already in some kind of a paradise.
Yeah. I wish you all the best.
I wish you all the best,
deserve
Sabrina.
all the best.
I wish you
Thank you very much, even because your music influenced my life, such as million people's lives in the world.
That's an honor.
So I want to say thank you very much as a fan of Simple Minds to you and to your band, and wish you great success
Thank you for
in
the
your
encouragement.
life.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.